Hello students, how are you all? I hope everyone is fine and safe. Let's start with the part B, that is statistic, which constitutes of 40 marks. Okay, let's do 86th problem. The coefficient of two variables is 0.9. Okay, so we know that the coefficient is 0.9. Then the coefficient of non-determination is what? Non-determination coefficient will be 1 minus r square. Okay, it's very simple. 1 minus 0.9 square, which is equals to 1 minus 0.81, which is equals to 1 minus 0.81 is 0.19. Okay, so B is the answer. Next, if y is equal to 3x plus 4 is the regression line on y on x, and the arithmetic mean of x is -1, then the arithmetic mean of y, it's very simple. This is nothing but it's given just additional regression line. But the same thing you need to do when you need to find out the arithmetic mean. You need to substitute the given value in this equation. Okay, so y is equals to 3x plus 4. Already it's given in terms of y. So y in place of x we are taking -1. Mean already we are taking mean, which is nothing but -3 plus 4 is equals to +1. So A is the answer. Next is, if sum of the squares in difference of ranks given by two judges A and B of 8 students is 21, what is the value of the rank correlation coefficient? So let us frame the question. The sum of the differences of the ranking B of A minus B. There are two students, their differences in the ranking, and the sum of squares of difference of ranking is given as of 8 student is given as 21. And what is student number of student? N is 8. So we know that formula for the sum of the squares. We know the formula for the sum of the squares. Using this Pearson's method, it is 1 minus 6 sigma d square divided by n into n square minus 1. It's nothing but now substitution in all these things. 6 into 6 sigma d square is nothing but 21 divided by n is what? 8 into 8 square minus 1. So directly you can just say 1 minus 6 into 21 is 126 divided by 8 into 8 squared is 64 minus 1, which is equals to 1 minus 126 divided by 64 minus 1 into 8 is 504, which is equals to 504 minus 126, 376 divided by 504. Now you can directly use your calculator and do it. 0.75 is the answer. So 0.75. Let's go to the 89 problem. In a normal distribution, this is the problem of the normal distribution. What is the ratio of QD is to MD is to SD? It's nothing but the quartile deviation is to mean deviation is to standard deviation. So it's asking us in that particular normal distribution what are the what are the answers for this thing. Okay, let us see. Before checking the options, we should be knowing that some of the points. Okay, what is given is quartile deviation is to mean deviation is to SD. We need to find out what it should be. Okay, but we already know that the mean deviation in normal distribution is nothing but 0.8 standard deviation. Okay, this is the basic thing which is already mentioned. Now also we know that the quartile deviation is 0.666 bar standard deviation. Okay, so what we will do, we are already given with the option, so we'll be checking only the two ratios, so that once these two ratios match, the answer of these two ratios match, we will consider that as the correct answer. Okay, and you can even see the complete ratio to be matched, but then let's just check for the mean deviation is to standard deviation. Okay, so from here only we can make out that send the standard deviation there. So mean deviation divided by standard deviation is nothing but 0.8. okay, so here then let's check all the options given. So we need to be checking only these two things, right? 10 is to 15 and all these things. So first let's check 10 is to 15. 10 divided by 15, are we getting 0.8? No, we are getting 0.66667. okay, now let's check the division of 12 is to 5. It's nothing with 0.8. Yes, is it matching with our calculation of 0.8 what we got here? MD is to SD. Yes, this is matching with 0.8. So basically D should be the right answer. Now let's check one more thing, 10 divided by 12. Okay, if we are checking 10 divided by 12, it is the answer, basically the answer is quartile deviation is 0.666. Okay, here and not even a single ratio is matching except for the 12:5 thing, which is actually considered for the normal distribution. So we will be considering our answer as D. This question, this answer have errors, so let's ignore that error. In exam, I hope for they'll not give any error in it. This is also a problem of the normal distribution. Area covered normal curve by a normal curve by this thing mu plus or minus 3 standard deviation. So we know that it's a formula for the normal thing, normal curve. Okay, it's a normal curve. Okay, what it is asking that the area covered by this space. Okay, what portion of this area here in its x, this is the negative 3 standard deviation, this is positive 3 standard deviation. Okay, and this area whole area covered will be equal to what percentage? It's simple, it's the maximum percentage, 99.73. this whole area coverage is 99.73% in the normal distribution. Okay, mu plus or minus this is nothing but the mean. Okay, this is nothing but the mean plus or minus 3 standard deviation. This is the basic property which we actually learned in normal distribution. Okay, next let's see. If x is a binomial variant with parameter 15 and 1/3, what is the value of the mode of the distribution? This is the problem of binomial theory. Okay, next let's see what all are given. N is given as 15. Okay, number of parameter is given as 15, and variant of the parameter is given P as 1/3. Okay, now we know that distribution, mode of distribution is nothing but P into N plus 1. Okay, here, and what is P? 1/3. What is N? 15 plus 1. Okay, now let's solve it. 1/3 into 16, which is nothing but 5.3333 n bar. Okay, this is the thing. Now what we will be doing, since it's after since this 3 is less than 5, we'll round it off to 5. So our answer will be C. Okay, let's move on to 92nd problem. In Poisson distribution, which of the following is the same? It's a property, it's very simple, mean and the variance both are same. Okay, next, the quartile deviation of the normal distribution with mean is 10 and variance is 16 is. So we know that in a quartile distribution, quartile deviation, we know that quartile deviation is nothing but 0.673 standard deviation. Okay, this is the thing in normal curve, I mean normal distribution. This is the property we know. So what is here? What is given? The x is given as 10, sorry, x bar is given as 10 and variance is given as 16. And the quartile deviation, we know that the 0.673 of deviation, I mean standard deviation, the quartile deviation is 0.673 of standard deviation. So to get the standard deviation, we can directly get it from your standard deviation is equal to root 16, which is equal to 4. Standard deviation we are taking as 4. We'll get the quartile deviation 0.673 into what is the standard deviation into 4. What is the answer directly? So 2.7 is the answer. Let us take the D bit. Okay, now what is the standard deviation of number recoveries among 48 patients when the probability of recovering is just 0.75? By seeing this, we can say that there are number of patients, n is equals to 48, and also we know that the probability of happening of an event P is 0.75. It means the recovery rate is this much. These people are getting recovered and staying alive, but other is nothing but P naught. P naught is nothing but 1 minus 0.75. Okay, the probability that people are not recovering is 0.25. Okay, this P naught can also be written as another variable Q. Okay, so we are assuming, seeing the numbers and all, we are assuming it to be a binomial distribution. So we know that in the binomial distribution, we know that it is asking the standard deviation, right? So we need to find out standard deviation. In binomial distribution, the variance is equals to NPQ. Okay, number of patients, I mean number of elements or you can say number of observations into the probability of positive thing, success, and the probability of failure. You can rather say it's a success and a failure. Okay, so what is this? The variance is equals to what is n? N is nothing but 48. And what is the other p? P is 0.75, q is point this thing. So standard deviation is equals to root of multiplication of these thing, which is equals to 3. Our answer is 3D. Okay, now this is the direct answer. Fisher's price index number is equal to, it's B, it's a property GM of Laplace's and Parshall's price index numbers. Okay, next is 96th problem. The price of the commodity in the year 2015 and 2020 were 25 and 30 respectively, taking 2015 as a base. So herein the price commodity of 2 years are given, just 2 years, and in that 2 years they are taking 2015 as a base year. The base year is 2015, and for 2015 the commodity prices are given as 25, and for 2020 the commodity is given as 30. Now what is the basically price index? We have to price relative index. Price index is nothing but price relative, which is nothing but P1 divided by P0 is equals to 100. Okay, P0 is the base year. Okay, what is P1? We know the price. This is nothing but the P0, the base year, and this is nothing but P1. What is P1? 30. What is P0? 25 into 100. You will simply get the answer as 120. Right? Answer as 120. It is very simple, but what it has done here, this answer is not given in the our options. Rather, what mistake that they did is they converted it 25 divided by 30 and they got the wrong answer. So our answer is 120. Okay, in exam if you get, they'll give marks for this. Next, for the year 2015, the same price index formula things are there. For the year 2015, price index was 267% with the base year of 2005. The percentage increase in the price index over base year 2005 is, it's asking that, it is saying that, see, 2005, the base year, the price index we are keeping as 100, but it is saying that in 2015, the index jumped. The price index jumped to 267. Okay, and it's asking that from this 2005 till 2015, what is the incremental change? Okay, what is the increase in the price from the base year till date? So what we have to do? Percentage increase in price. Price index. How do we calculate it? What will take the base year? This minus this, obviously. Okay, this is the price 1, this is the price not. Okay, we'll be taking as P1 minus P0 divided by P0 into 100. Okay, so what is P1? This minus, it's already given in percentages, so I don't think so we require this in it. Okay, so incremental change in the price from the base year is 167%. Okay, we got this answer. Next, in time series, seasonal variation can occur within a period of, you see, we'll be taking the seasonal variation within a period of 1 year. It's very simple. Next is damages due to flood, droughts, strike, fires, and political disturbances are called in time series as irregular one, because they don't happen regularly, irregular or random, you can say. Okay, next is the multiplicative model. Time series model is multiplicative, means it should be multiplied, right? So this thing is there, the multiplication of the trend, the season, the cycle. This is the answer. So B is the answer. That was it for the day. This was all about the statistical things. If you are done with it, then it's very easy to score in exam, because this takes very less time than the business mathematics. So don't ever leave this an exam and go. Always be prepared for this. Chalo, all the best.